Good. How are you?
Great, great.
Questions to coach?
Not all at
Who
once.
are who
Not
are
all.
some of the guys who have stood out the most on special teams? Not the kickers, but the coverage guys and blockers and so forth.
Let's say I'd say one guy that stood out in particular the other day was Johnny Burton. To be honest with you, Johnny was a Viper force. He did an outstanding job on the kickoff and punt coverage. So he was the one guy I thought was probably kind of our MVP of the day Saturday night.
Sure. In general, starters, backups, who's gonna make up the bulk of these? Philosophically.
Well, just like anything else, special teams is another place you got to earn your way onto it. Just because you're a starter on offense or defense doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be our best special teams players. So we're going to make all our guys earn it, but you're going to see a good mix of some starters with some of the backups. But we're going to put our best 11 out there every time. We need to be able to cover kicks. In this league, when I look at the numbers going into the season, it's a return league. There's big numbers across the board from punt returns and kickoff returns. So we need to have 11 outstanding players on the field to cover kicks.
Do you know at this point who the starting specialists
are? No, not ready to make that decision just yet. Obviously, I think Lucas and Loop are both very good at the kicking position. I think that's a great competition. Obviously, if it comes down to experience, I think Lucas is going to get the nod there. And punting, I think I think Osterdorp right now is probably the guy who's leading the punting. But every day is a new day. We want to continuously compete, and when we end camp, we'll start posting the two deep, and then we'll go from there.
How long was the field goal that you made at the end? Do you remember?
I don't remember what it was in the probably I think want to say 45, somewhere in that range.
What has Rashi Hodge shown you guys?
That's another name. Another name. Started. Rashi's really is a high energy guy. Loves to practice. Got great energy all the time. Very positive kid. And he's kind of finding a niche. We got all those different packages. And he's starting to get comfortable with the package, and he's going to kind of be a niche guy for us. But the other thing he's done is he's been outstanding on special teams as well. A guy who can tackle in space. Obviously plays with great energy. Has good ability to run down the field, and is athletic and get off blocks and continue to move forward. So I really like what I've seen out of him so far.
What kind of package is he in?
Our probably more of our third down packages at this point in time, but he's earning more than that. I can say that right now. He's starting to earn a lot more than that.
What's the overall message that you try to set the special teams up? They can set the tone, they can flip the field, they can make a difference.
Say again, what the tone is? Shoot, we're going to set the tone. We want, obviously the number one thing we need to do is win the field position battle. That's the thing we always talk about. Some team can always set if we can put the offense in a bad field position, 25-yard line in, I think we're in great shape. It makes the percentages of scores really go down. Obviously, from a punt coverage team, hey, can we turn the field on a big punt? That's kind of thing. So we're always talking about the flipping the field and getting the advantage back in our hands.
What's the biggest difference between your punters?
Excuse me?
The biggest difference between your punters?
Probably the consistency of the kick and the hang time of the kick. I think that's probably where you were looking at the differences.
So what's Kyle been doing well?
I think Kyle's been really, for the most part, he's got, I think in the scrimmage the other day, he was somewhere around 50, 51 yards per punt and with great hang time and great positioning, where the other guys weren't quite as high.
You mentioned the Pac-12 as a return league. What kind of potential does Cleveland Pennington have to be one of those standout returners?
Obviously the other day he showed explosiveness on the kickoff. So obviously we came back and really got after the kickoff team today. But he's shown great ability so far as a returner.
Sure. What does Kenny Hebert bring to the linebacking group that's maybe different from some of the other guys?
You look at his length. He's such a long guy. He's got good. He's tall, long. He's got good strength. He can play. He can play up on the line of scrimmage. He can play back on the second half. He's explosive. He can blitz. So he really brings an explosiveness to the linebacker core.
So Coach Brown's defense, as you mentioned, has a lot of different packages, and you see you guys running guys on and off the field. Can you do that if the other team is going up tempo? Certain opportunities that
We,
avail themselves for subbing?
yes. The answer is yes. We're going to be able to do that.
Did you and do you feel like from what you've studied that there's more up tempo offense in Pac-12, or is that just kind of everywhere?
I think it's everywhere in college football, to be honest with you. Every team's going to have some kind of tempo, whether it's like, whatever it is, their speed package, NASCAR packages, but there's always kind of tempo. We always practice tempo. You watch our scout teams, we try to get we try to get an average of 3 plays a minute in our scout period. So we try to get that mentality for our guys to make sure, hey, get the guys in and off the field. That's why you hear us constantly yelling at our guys to make sure, look at the signals, know the personnel packages coming in and out, get them on and off the field, because it's going to be a little bit chaotic. We want to make it chaotic now, so hopefully Saturdays will be a lot easier for us.
Last question right here. Can you talk about the guys that you're looking for on special teams? What kind of attitude, work ethic, what do you want them to bring?
Number one is effort. You need guys who play with tremendous effort, and then once you get the effort part, then it's a matter of having a little football IQ. Seeing guys who can play in space, finish in space. You get guys who can get down the field, but they can't finish. So we're always looking for guys who can give us great effort, play in space, and then obviously be great finishers.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.